G'day there, Sue Henry, founder of I Forgive You here. Really excited today to be bringing you our newest tool in our kit to help you find more happiness in your life and to let go of those things that are holding us back and making us unhappy. So I'd like to introduce you to the Joy Principle. Now basically the Joy Principle is all about taking you from when you're having a really tough time into being able to manage and or enjoy your day. So basically this is how it works. You know, sometimes you can be going through your day and you're happy and you're having a good time, and then you get a phone call, somebody says something to you, or a thought comes into your head, and then whammo, your whole day's ruined. And you think, how did I get here? And then all of a sudden, it perpetuates a little bit more, and then all of a sudden, you're really unhappy, or you're cranky, or you're frustrated, or you're upset about something, and you start to think to yourself, I just want to get back to where I was, to being happy where I started the day, before I took the phone call, somebody said something to upset me, or whatever the thought was that sent you on that path, because we don't want to spend our time being frustrated, angry and unhappy. Even though they're normal human emotions, we can move ourselves out of them into a place that we can manage so that we're feeling better about our lives and what we're doing. So what we've done is we've actually put together some tools to help you remind yourself. Now, we've done that deliberately because the human brain is a really funny creature, because it just keeps telling us things and sending us into a spiral because that's the way that we've taught it. You see, our memories get triggered by all sorts of things. It can be sounds, it can be smells, it can be a conversation, it can be reading an article in a book, it can be something that somebody inadvertently makes a comment as they're walking past you. And what we need to do is stop and think for a moment that they're trained memories in our brain, and what we need to do now is create new pathways so that we've got better experiences to draw on when we have those times. In fact, it's quite ironic that I'm filming this video piece today. I've just taken a phone call from the court to say that we're back to court next week for my father's the gentleman who murdered my father, back into court to deal with that. I was having a fantastic day. I'm actually down here in Melbourne at the moment, getting ready for the AFL Grand Final, and I was having a great day. I took the phone call, and then all of a sudden I went, oh. And then I went, no, hang on a second. I had the choice in that moment to either dwell on all the things that have happened in the past and end up back being angry and cranky and upset and frustrated, or I could stop and go, no, I've got to do some work things today. I've got to finish off these videos, which I'm doing here now. And I've also got some family coming over for dinner tonight, and I'm really excited and looking forward to that. So what I've managed to do is train my brain to stop in those moments rather than letting itself perpetuate and ruin my day. Am I still upset about what's happening with the court? Absolutely. Does it have to ruin my day? No, it doesn't. I'm the one who has control over that. And what I want to teach you through the Joy Principle is how you can do that as well. What I'm going to do is just show you a couple of slides now and explain to you a little bit about what my philosophy around the Joy Principle is, and show you how you can go from that angry and frustrated right around to feeling joyful and happy again. Take a few minutes to watch it, and then I'll come back to you. So I'd like to introduce you now to the Joy Principle. And the Joy Principle basically is about giving you the ability every day to choose to move from an unhappy feeling to a feeling of being in control of your life. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go from being really, really sad or angry and frustrated to super joyous. What we're trying to do with the Joy Principle is get you to a place where you can feel calm and make better decisions in your day-to-day life. If we just have a look at this next slide here, this is what we refer to as above and below the line living. Now, when we're below the line, we're experiencing and feeling, signs of helplessness, sadness, resentment, rage and anger, and often they're being driven by fear or frustration or both. And at any time, you can be experiencing these things several times in a row. And what we really want to do is get you above that line so that you can start to enjoy your life a little bit more. Now, we don't suggest that you try and go from anger to joy because it's just not practical. So what we've done in the Joy Principle is designed our activities so that you can at least get to hope and manage. And that's our real aim here with the Joy Principle, is to get you above that line so that you can start to see that there is a potential for a better life and that you have options to choose to manage your life the way that you want it. That will then help you propel to that next level. So what we're always aiming to do is keep moving you up that scale until you get above the line and reach ultimately joy. Now, you will see that we've popped the word forgive in there because often what we've found is the gap between being happy and joyful is the ability to forgive and let go. Now, it's going to be different for everybody, and that scale may alter and change, and forgiveness may come after joy for some of you. Forgiveness may not come for a long, long time, but always we're popping it in there just so that you can recognize it, that along that scale you will ultimately come to that peace in your life, so that you will ultimately come to a place of peace within your life. If we have a look at this next slide, these are the 6 key areas that we focus on throughout the Joy Principle. So we're looking at you and the things that are suitable for you. We're looking at food because food is a really important factor in reaching happiness and staying happy. We're looking at fun because we want to have some fun and enjoy ourselves along the way. We're also going to look at activity where we can get you out and moving. We're going to look at some calming techniques so that when you are feeling overwhelmed or angry, we can give you a little couple of triggers that will help bring everything back into line for you. And then, of course, we will examine business and career because we spend so much of our lives participating in those activities that we want to make sure that we're enjoying them along the way. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take all of those things into account and we're going to put them into a system whereby we work through the 6 most important areas that I believe can work for your life. Now, we do it over a 40-day program. It's a simple program where we send you a prompt once a day, just something small, not a time-consuming task, to get you on the path to living the life that you want and to move from the yucky part of life to being happy and joyful in any moment that you choose, and not to be directed and governed by the things that happen to you in your life. Now, the 6 key areas that we're going to look at, we're going to start with you. So the area we call me. And basically, we're going to teach you some techniques about breathing. And I know that sounds ridiculous because we all do it every day anyway. But what we're going to do is teach you that when you're in an overwhelmed situation, a really simple calming technique that takes less than a minute that can bring you back into your center and your balance. We're also going to talk a lot about self-care, and I'm not talking that you have to go out and spend, $600 or $700 having massage and all sorts of, other treatments and things. I'm going to show you some simple things that you can do for yourself. Of course, if you want to go and have a massage, go right ahead. It is one of my favorite things to do as well. Then we're going to move into the area of looking at having some fun in life, because really, who doesn't want to have a bit of fun? And when we smile, we can't help but feel good. So if you just have a little practice now and smile back at me, and I know some of you are going, I'm not going to smile back at her. I dare you not to try and smile back. Anyway, we're going to do some fun things along the way so that it's not all serious Sally type of thing, but there'll be fun things with a purpose. So there'll be things that will help you move from being in that overwhelmed, angry, upset, frustrated state into feeling better and more in control of your life. Once we've had a look at some of that, we're also going to talk a lot about activity, because it's so important that we get out in the fresh air and do some sort of movement. Now, I'm not recommending that you go out and run 5 kilometres a day, although if that's your thing, go right ahead. But just to give you an example, this morning I went out for a little walk, just a stroll. I went for about 2 k's and I feel actually fabulous this afternoon. I feel like I've gotten out in some fresh air, I've gotten out in the sun and enjoyed life and just took the time to look around and see what's around me. So we will talk a lot more about activity, and some of our experts are going to pop in to give us a few little tips on the expertises in those areas. We're also going to look at some ways to calm your mind. Now, it's easy enough for me to go, oh, stop, what's my other choice here? Because I've been spending the last 2 or 3 years training my brain to be calm in overwhelming situations. So I'm going to share a lot of those tips and prompts with you so that you'll be able to then master them for yourself and use them in your toolkit of living a happy life. We're also going to have a look at business and career and some of the things that you have to enjoy about going to work every day, whether it's you're working for yourself or you're working for somebody else. I'm going to share few tips around the mindset and what you can actually do during your day to go from those situations, because I know some workplaces make us unhappy, even when we do work for ourselves. Anyway, I'd love you to join me on the next 40-day launch that we've got going. We start on the 10th of October. If you click on the box down below, all you need to do is register. It's 40 Australian dollars, so you can imagine that's $1 a day. Jump on board. We're going to send you a link to download our app. We're running all of this through a mobile app, so you're not taken out of your daily time. You don't have to read long, lengthy emails or open a book and scribble things down. We want it to be easy and on the go for you, so we've put it into a mobile app. We'll send you the link for that. On the days leading up to the 10th of October, we're going to send you out a couple of little quick notifications to get you prepared. And then once the 10th of October hits, we're going to hit the go button on sharing you all those little prompts that will help you move to that next level. I can't wait to meet you and hear your stories and to find out more about you. Look forward to talking to you soon.